Juventus has returned to the stripe, and by looking at this year's kit, I'm really sort of excited to see what they will do with years to come, because from the last kit, I wasn't a huge fan of that sort of two-piece red, black and white, but this home kit for 2020-21 season for Juventus does stand out, and I'm really excited about it. Now, recently Adidas and Palace Skateboards did this beautiful collaboration for Juventus. I think when you think about football and Jordan, Palace came out and said, let's do something with the club. Now, the prices for those kits were absurd, like crazy amount of dollars, and to whoever got one, congratulations. I really wanted a beanie or a scarf from that collaboration because, again, it's historical for a fashion sense, but also football, to see a brand like Palace, who are predominantly skateboards, going into the football scene. And it is those sort of collaborations that I get really excited about, because it just means that the future of football does and will change for good reasons. Now, when it comes to Juventus kit, we all remember the beautiful Bianconeri, the TWUAN in the 1800s, where basically they don the black and white stripes. Now, when you come to an Australian culture, we all represent the black and white with Juventus. And I think, being European background, when you go to a football team that has an Italian heritage, they'll definitely represent themselves in some sort of color for their national sort of pride and joy Serie A team. Whether it's pink, it'll be Palermo. Whether it's black and blue, it'll be Inter Milan or Atlanta. And of course, if it's yellow, it's sort of represented to Parma. But then you have the one and only team, Juventus, that every Italian team wants to be. There's many in Melbourne, there's many in Sydney. So of course, I wouldn't be surprised to see if a lot of these teams in Australia representing the Juventus sort of DNA will terminate their black and white stripes and go for this sort of angle that Adidas and Juventus have gone this year. Now, fun fact, if you do see these kits sort of rack in store one day, of course, when lockdown goes away and you can actually visit a store, but if you do see these kits piled up back to back, have a look at the brush strokes. I have seen and I've heard that a lot of these kits, I think there's two different designs that basically they don't line up, in a sense that Adidas and Juventus have made this a beautiful approach where not every kit is identical. And I think there was a few images online, and I'll probably try and find it for this video, but a few players were wearing it and they didn't line up. There were different sort of brush strokes on each kit, and that really stands out for me for the Juventus brand. Now, the biggest and best part about this kit that I really like is the gold detailing on the manufacturer's brand, of course, the Juve logo, and then the Jeep. Now, when I talk about sponsors in the previous video, I talk about when you see sponsors doing big things to try and make sure that they work with the kit itself. I did see a lot of rumors that the Jeep logo were black from the start, but I think if it was, it would have definitely have ruined the artistic strokes of the stripes. And you can just imagine a big sort of dark numbering and lettering on this that could literally distract from the kit's artistic point of view. You know, pushing the ways to make sure that this all works is also a great indication for future sort of, you know, results. Now, Adidas joined on to Juventus in 2015, and they will be with the club till 2027. Prior to Adidas, they were with Kappa, Lotto, and Nike. And like I said, when you think about Juventus kits, it wasn't until 97 where Juventus had changed from the iconic stripes to a sort of two-panel black and white stripe. Also that year, they did release their first pink kit, which, when you think about it, it does show that clubs were thinking about what to produce when it comes to a kit. Now, the best part about this kit is that when you think about the stripes on a football kit, the first club you think about is Juventus. Now, I know a lot of people may say it's Newcastle United, but I think Juventus does hold that history for the stripes. And when you want to reclaim your stripes, your hashtag and your motto for the season will definitely be our stripes. And when you think about it, this is something that Juventus, again, with their logo, have done from day one. They want to stand out. And of course, having players like Dybala and the one and only Ronaldo part of your squad, it is really important to stand out on the pitch with the kit. Now, the only thing I noticed about the current Adidas kits, with of course the Arsenal on my right and the Bayern Munich on my left, is that a lot of these still sort of follow a template design. And I do hope to see them sort of add and, you know, remove things in the future, but I still see a lot of similarities to these kids compared to what Puma's been producing for their sort of range of squads that they have. But all in all, I'm really excited to see this more throughout the next season and of course next year's Champions League. But for a review out of 5, I give this kit a 4 out of 5. Now, I think I'm really tough on kit reviews because I like them all, but I definitely will have some bad ones that I want to review. The hardest thing is that I can't get access to everything. They are pretty expensive, so I will do an episode on, you know, why kits are expensive and how much I think they should be. But again, a quick shout out and a massive thank you to Ultra Football for lending me these kits today to basically talk about them. But yeah, thank you so much for making me and my life much easier. Now, a question for you, the viewer. If you were to choose a sponsor for the front of shirt for Juventus, who would you pick and why? Because I do think that Jeep is sort of running out of their time at the club in a sense that they will definitely be replaced in the future years. What is a brand or what is a company that will look good on a Juventus kit? I would love to see Parmalat come back in the future, but I don't know. I think when it comes to Juventus, I'd love to see something different on the front of the shirts. Well, as always, guys, thank you so much for watching these videos. Please subscribe, please like the video, and I'll definitely see you in the future episodes. Thank you, stay safe, and goodbye.